In my early childhood, I attended a church with my grandmother in Central Florida. I was too young to grasp the concept of religion, but I had friends and cousins who also attended, and we had fun. It was at church that I met a Southern Baptist pastor, Douglas Myers, who was starting churches for the Florida Baptist Convention. I was only 11 years old. Myers befriended me, gained my trust, and then repeatedly sexually abused me for months. I later found out that this was systematic for Myers, who for years have moved from state to state, church to church, molesting young boys. I am only one of the many children molested by Myers, and he is only one of the many Southern Baptist pedophiles. The recent Abuse of Faith report has brought public awareness to the widespread abuse that occurs throughout the Southern Baptist Convention, abuse that far too many people have had to endure. This report puts power back into the hands of survivors and magnifies our collective voice. Accountability is finally taking place, and survivors of Southern Baptist abuse now realize that we are not alone. For decades, pedophiles have been utilizing the Southern Baptist legal strategy of autonomy to maneuver through their large network of churches undetected. While most of the public is only now learning about this, the SBC leadership has been very aware for a long time. They have repeatedly chosen not to act. The SBC would sooner distance themselves from acceptance of homosexuality or a woman preacher than to disavow a man accused of abusing children. This is evident by their behaviors over the years and has come at the expense of hundreds, if not thousands, of children. While the logic and hypocrisy of church leaders fails to surprise me anymore, I can't help but to feel frustration at their responses to the Abuse of Faith report. They react as if they were unaware of what was happening. For many years now, survivors of Southern Baptist abuse have pleaded with the SBC to take action to protect vulnerable children. They have refused to implement even the smallest of safeguards and have continued to allow predator preachers to move through their churches, raping children in the name of God. Only once their public reputation is tarnished do they decide to take any action. Were the lives of hundreds of children being destroyed not enough? Could you not hear the pain in our stories? To the leaders of the SBC, I would like to say that your claim of autonomy has failed you legally and has allowed for places of worship to be playgrounds for pedophiles. How can you profit from churches and call yourself the leaders of the church, but then hide behind autonomy when it suits you? It is time for you to own up to your role and truly implement meaningful and effective changes to your entire organization that prevents rapists from using your churches to prey upon society's most innocent. I hope that all of you feel tremendous shame for your organization's inaction and know that all of the children who were harmed after you repeatedly decided not to do anything will forever be on your conscience. Even if the requested reforms finally take place, it should never be forgotten that for decades you knew what was happening and you chose to do nothing.